Last summer, I was staying up until 2 a.m. over people that I have never met, will probably never meet, and don't even know I exist. I was genuinely pissed off, I was losing sleep, and I was forming opinions over people that I didn't even personally know. And I have to be real with you, that was concerning, and I had to touch grass. And then I saw this.
No, Rihanna, no. You're not the eagle. They will soar high on wings like eagles. Rihanna wants to say that we are flying. That we are flying and we're not. She's not flying. She had a bad day. She looks really stupid and corny. And everyone knows it. Listen, Rihanna, when you die, God is taking me to my future. You want to kill me. Shut the up, okay? Shut the up. Yeah, she's a witch. I'm a watchman. She's a witch. Get that stupid girl out of here. Okay? They can't do this. What about my hands? What about these fingers over here? What about these 3 fingers? What about it? No, you're not here. You're rebuked. And even if you're here, there are many in this realm. And you are rebuked, and Jesus is the king, and you're just kicking and screaming on your way out and perishing. It's embarrassing.
Why are the crazy ones always Christian? Chill. Anyways, that was an extreme example, but the sentiment is still the same. You have people that go online today and rant about celebrities or influencers, people that they've never actually met or had a conversation with, in the same manner. Are a lot of people struggling with mental health online, or are they just overstepping boundaries when it comes to parasocial relationships? I want you to think about the distance of where she is and where the people who go online and scream about people they've never actually really met are. Because I don't think it's as far as we'd like to believe it is. Ivanna Ortiz is a 35-year-old who is currently being accused of trying to unalive Rihanna while she was in her Los Angeles home around 9 p.m. American time on the 8th of March. Court documents tell us that she was actually trying to aim at Rihanna and her family whilst they was inside the home, but thank God nobody was injured. Ivanna could be facing a life sentence, which is crazy because she has pleaded not guilty. She was actually found with a wig on site, which adds to the intent of her crime. She wanted to disguise herself so that she could get away with trying to unalive one of the biggest stars of our generation.
Police say Ivanna Ortiz used an assault-style rifle to fire into the property while Rihanna, her family, and staff were home earlier this month. Thankfully, no one was injured. Prosecutors described the shooting as calculated, but investigators are still looking into a motive. Prosecutors said in court yesterday that when Ortiz was found in her car, she had a gun, ammunition, and a disguise. They're trying to determine whether Ortiz knew if the singer lived at the home. Law enforcement sources tell ABC News they are looking into all aspects of Ortiz's life, including her social media presence, to find answers. According to police, Ortiz had posted multiple videos on social media in recent months, rambling about Rihanna. Ortiz has a criminal record in Florida showing a domestic violence arrest dating back to 2023. Ortiz faces 14 counts in total. She's being held in jail on a nearly $2 million bail and is scheduled back in court in 2 weeks.
This is not an isolated incident. Leland Adams is a 36-year-old. He was caught trespassing on Nicki Minaj's property. Only God knows what he was really there for, but Nicki Minaj was not at home at the time that he trespassed onto her property. And this just happened April 1st of this year.
TMZ has learned Nicki Minaj is dealing with a very scary situation after cops rushed to her LA mansion when a stranger wandered into her property. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ deputies got a call this morning about a trespassing suspect at Nicki's home. We're told the suspect, seen on camera roaming around the backyard, was described as a white male with a big red beard and long hair wearing a gray tracksuit. Law enforcement also shared that the man was arrested at the scene, and we're told Nicki was not home during the time.
2 major female artists, 2 separate incidents, and not that far apart from one another. Coincidence? I think not.
Joining us now is clinical psychologist Jennifer Hartstein. How do you talk about like fandom and cultivating sort of healthy fandom versus unhealthy?
Well, I think we have to think about what is a parasocial relationship, right? And generally it's media driven. It's this belief that we really know this person or this character, but it's one-sided. That person does not know us, right? There's no reciprocity there, but we get very engaged and involved in who they are, what and what they can offer us. So that's kind of the thing we have to remember, and becomes obsessive when we forget that.
So I want to make very clear here that parasocial relationships are not entirely a bad bad thing. My stance was that they are weird, and if you have a parasocial relationship, you need to get off the internet. But upon some research, I realized that this is not entirely all bad.
I met so many young people during the Michael Jackson study who told me that they realized they could become an entertainer after they saw the Jackson 5 on Ed Sullivan. I had fans that I interviewed who were in the business, who were in Hollywood working in entertainment, who said, this was where I realized I could do that.
I think it becomes a problem when the boundaries get crossed. And I feel like social media has definitely blurred those lines, because now we're getting updates in real time on what these people are actually doing. Think about the last time a celebrity really pissed you off. Why did it feel personal to you when you don't even know them? At the start of the show, I mentioned that I would stay up until 2 a.m. so that I could stream the Love Island USA. Huda was one of the main villains of Love Island USA season 7. And she rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and because she was such a polarizing character, it was either you hated her or you loved her. There was no in between. She caused a lot of commotion online because of her behavior regarding Jeremiah, whom she had, I don't even think she knew him for like a week, and she was going crazy. She was very possessive over him. When he decided that he didn't want to deal with her, she flipped and she made it everyone's problem on that island. This lady will get me so heated. It was to the point where after the show was done, I would have to like go through videos to see if people were agreeing with me. It was definitely an unhealthy obsession, and I had to tell myself like, this is really strange. And I have a life outside of this. On one end, a parasocial relationship can be healthy, looking like feeling inspired by someone's work, following on their journey and really rooting for the person. In the middle of the spectrum, we have people that are losing sleep, feeling personally attacked by said person when they do something that they don't like. And this is where most people live. And then you have the extreme severe cases, the Ivanna Ortiz and the Leyland Adams. We're starting to see a lot more obsessive behaviors online.
Shut the fuck up, bitch, while grown women talking. Shut the fuck up while grown women talking, bitch.
The evil Labubu was never getting my vote. He was never getting my vote. And frankly, if he was getting yours, there's a really, really intense conversation that we need to have about him. He is a misogynist. The man is a misogynist. And you can feel the spirit very, very quickly. It was violently apparent.
Rihanna, you are now on my hit list. I promise you, I will deal with you later. I'm not even in the mood to deal with you right now. Give the 100K to Make-A-Wish, give Adriana to Drake, and end this fucking season.
Mind you, these are all reactions to a heavily edited show. Things like the algorithm definitely aren't helping, because the more you begin to engage with something, the more it shows up on your For You page. It feeds you more of what you're actually engaging with, whether that's content that's healthy or not. Nobody's really calling these people out because it doesn't look like a crisis until it really is. I'm not here to diagnose people like Ivanna Ortiz because I don't actually know what she's dealing with, but it's very clear that she's not mentally well. The same conditions that allowed her behavior to thrive to where she's making videos and posting online about her distaste or hate for Rihanna. It's kind of the same conditions that we're seeing online with social media today. And I don't think social media is taking it seriously enough. If you're from the UK, you know someone that is called Miss R5list, and I think she's a perfect example of this. Every day, we see her become more and more unhinged online. 10 years ago, this would have been a cry for help. But because this is so normalized as to where people share so much online, nobody's really batting an eyelid. And what's crazy is people tune into this day in, day out whenever she goes on TikTok Live, and they even contribute by paying her money. I want to make it very clear, I feel like there's a lot of people that are exhibiting behaviors of undiagnosed mental health, but then I also do think there are people that are just simply very toxic online and are spewing a lot of hateful rhetoric. I'm not saying that you're an Ivanna Ortiz. I'm just asking you to think about this on a deeper level and ask yourself where you sit on that spectrum of this parasocial relationship. And if you're really being honest with yourself, are you okay with that answer? Drop me a like if you like this video. Comment down below if you feel like I was being a bit too dramatic or I'm looking into this a bit too deeply. And if you could do me a favor and like this video so that I can have an idea if you guys enjoy this type of content. I'm really trying to get my foot back into the YouTube space. I will definitely see you guys in my next one. Bye.